what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena, Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. This is episode 96. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming, and our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl. He is off this week. So Burley, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Hopefully Carl can finish the negotiations so we can finally get those Game Pass, unlimited Game Pass subscriptions and the fridges. Fridges being key.
Yeah. Well, he's probably off in some turn-based fantasy world at the moment. I don't know. But no, actually, he's got family duty this week. So he will hopefully be back. He'll be back with us next week for sure. But anyway, so yeah, man, it's getting towards August. Almost July is almost over. And the heat, it's just been ramping up, man. Like here in Japan. Yeah. 32, 33, 34 degrees each day, which is the equivalent in Fahrenheit of about 94, 95 degrees. And the bad part, though, is the 95% humidity. It's oh, man. You know, I take a walk usually in the mornings. After about 20 minutes, I'm done. You know, I get back here because it's like being out. It's like being in a sauna. It's that bad. Yeah.
Oh, we've had it really bad. We've had like the 94, 96% humidity. A few days this week, it's been 40 degrees Celsius.
That's crazy.
With the humidity. It's like, and I get up early anyways. I go for my walk early, but my walks are getting shorter and shorter because it's like, even without the sun, you're like, I am just cooking. Like I literally swear at some points in the day, I could take a frying pan, crack an egg on there, and within a few minutes start cooking it.
Yeah. It's bad. Yeah. But anyway, and I just want to say for all of our viewers and listeners out there in the UK, I mean, I feel for you. This week they had, I think one day the temperature was the hottest on record. It had never been that hot before. For all of the time that they have been taking records of the weather temperature in the UK, it was the hottest day. I mean, so I hope that air conditioning companies will, of course, try to make some sales, but have decent prices, because I guess in the UK, there's a lot of people that don't have air conditioning units. So they need to really start investing in them now, I think. So, because it's not going to get any better.
Big corporations give decent prices. Wow, that's a fantasy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there'll be some competitive prices, because I feel for the people out in the UK, especially those that don't have an air conditioning unit, so that are going to need to go out and buy one. So.
Oh yeah, if you can get yourself one, it is like I have two little portable air conditioners, one for my bedroom, one in my living room.
Yeah,
and I know my electric bill skyrockets. It's worth every freaking penny.
Yeah,
it's worth every penny.
Yeah. I have the air conditioner here in the room where I do the recordings and all, and then of course in the living room we have another one, and then in my daughter's bedroom she has a air conditioning unit on the wall as well, and of course the cats. We have two cats, and they love having the air conditioner on, obviously, because without them on they would be suffering a lot from the heat, especially out here in the humid weather in Japan. And speaking of cats, Burley, we're going to be talking about cats a lot tonight in this episode. So, of course, we're going to be talking about Nintendo. We're going to be talking about Xbox. We're going to be talking about another game that's been delayed. We're going to be talking about Yakuza. We're going to be talking about that a little bit. And, of course, our topic of the show is on that new game on PlayStation called Stray. So we're going to be diving into that as well. And, of course, the picks of the week for the week of July 25th through the 31st. We're going to be talking about our picks of the week. of new game releases. But before we do that, before we get into the show, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss what they've been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, and the post-show, when recorded, in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon in early access for one day after being recorded. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry Tier 1 level at $1 per month, and get early access to every episode and post-show in audio and video formats, as well as watch or listen ad-free, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. Weekly on Sundays, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services. Weekly on Wednesdays for the post shows when recorded, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and in video format on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. For all information regarding the podcast and our entertainment and pop culture related content, along with our blog and forums, visit the official website of The Arena Productions at thearenaproductions.com. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at The Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
All right, Burley, let's talk about the games we've been playing this past week. I just played a little bit of Stray, and we're going to be talking about that, obviously, in the topic of the show. So I'm going to leave my thoughts until the topic of the show. But I know you've been playing Stray as well. But have you played anything else this week that you'd like to mention?
Yes. I've been also playing quite a bit of Fall Guys. I've been going in there for my dailies. You know what? It's just a fun, like in my morning after my morning walk. Mm-hmm. It's just a fun game for put 15, 20 minutes just to do your daily challenges and just have a little fun. And I've actually in the last couple of days I've won 2 full games. Mm-hmm. So it's feeding the addiction. I'm not spending money in the game, but it's just like it's just a nice little fun. I can jump in there, play that, and just have some fun. I also finished up my Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke.
Oh, nice. Oh,
frig, that was hard. I did a lot of grinding at the end, but it was well worth it in the end.
Nice. Back to Fall Guys. What was your best result?
Oh, that I won. I actually got the crown.
Nice.
I've had that happen twice now.
Oh,
in the last couple of days. It's
nice.
I find when I stream the game, I have more problems playing offline. I don't know if it's I just don't have that psychological pressure or whatever it is, or I'm playing at the morning where everyone is not really fully alert and ready, and I have my chances.
Mm-hmm. I see. That's cool. All right. Okay, so you ready to get into the topics of the show? The weekly news beat, of course. It's kind of been this week was still kind of a slow news week, but we did have some news, obviously. I mean, in the gaming industry, we're always getting little tidbits of news here and there, even though it's a slow time. But then, of course, next month it's gonna get really busy again with Gamescom and all. But let's go ahead and get to the first story. Of course, good old Wii U and 3DS. Oh, those beautiful systems. Some wouldn't say so much about the Wii U, but the 3DS, especially out here in Japan, the 3DS XL and the 3DS were huge out here in Japan. But anyway, it looks like the Nintendo eShop sales are going to end on the 27th of next year. And of course, for all of you video viewers, the link to the story is below. So I just want to go through a couple of points here.
Yep.
So already on the 23rd of May, last May, it's no longer possible to use a credit card on the Nintendo eShop for the Wii U or for the 3DS.
3DS.
Yeah. And also upcoming on the 29th of this year, it will no longer be possible to use a Nintendo eShop card to add funds to an account on the Nintendo eShop for the Wii U or the 3DS. So those are just a couple of points, especially for this coming August 29th. So you might want to mark your calendars for that as well. So, but it does say in the article that you will still be able to download games and, for example, DLC. You'll still be able to do that with the Wii U and the 3DS. So it just looks like the eShop services are going to be discontinued. So, Burley, any thoughts on this? I mean, this is something, obviously, as time goes on, you get to a point where, the Nintendo Switch is, the big seller now, and most of the user base of Nintendo users probably have a Switch now, and they've kind of moved away from the 3DS,
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you feel about this? And, how do you feel about the eShops closing down in the near future?
It sucks to see it close down, but it is no surprise. We've already known. We've already talked about it in previous episodes and on the morning show, I think, as well.
Yeah.
You can still buy the stuff and you can still add money in your account. You can do this all online through your My Nintendo account online in the browser and buy the stuff there. Yeah. I've bought a few things because there are games on there that I wanted to get to the 3DS but couldn't. And then it was like I missed their physical run. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I can get it digitally. So I've bought a few things. There'll be a few more games I will pick up throughout the rest of this year, early January, February, and early March.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But the 3DS, like, it came out when I was in college, early college, mid college. We all had it.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like Street Pass. When I was in college, I would have my the Street Pass function.
Yeah.
Be going around the college, and I just see how many I get. You get quite a bit of
when you said
Pass.
that, Burley, when you said that, I was thinking of Game Pass. It's like there's a word that something like PlayStation, if they wanted to implement their own type of Game Pass system, or let's call it Street Pass.
Yeah. The Street Pass was a lot of fun. Just getting the whole puzzle pieces and the
right.
I forget what the Me game on there was called, where you got different players and they would come in and help you fight and beat bosses and stuff.
Yeah,
and like that stuff was a lot of fun and cool.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a shame that's going away. Like 3DS, you're gonna less and less have that. The Wii U, no one should be surprised by this. A lot of the Wii U's big titles have been ported over to the Switch. They have. There's been a few that didn't get ported.
Yeah.
There's I think 3, but like Star Fox Zero and I'm forgetting. There's 2 other big ones, but 95% of the games have been ported over to the Switch.
Yeah, I do want to point out here, though, also, and it says this in the article, too, that for the foreseeable future, so we don't know how many more years, but for the foreseeable future, is what Nintendo is saying, you'll still be able to get updates, like software updates for the Wii U and for the 3DS line.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still going to be supported. It's just basically the eShops are going away. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and it's no surprise they don't want to have to maintain multiple shops. Like I still wish they would have done. Nintendo screwed up with their whole account system back on the Wii and just never unified, never made things right. Like this is something Sony and Microsoft did well. Of hey, you bought stuff on the PS3 or 360, you can for some of your stuff you can transfer it up, and there's stuff now that I bought on the PS3 because of the whole Sony PlayStation Premium subscription are now on my PS5 or PS4 I can access.
Right.
You don't have that with the Nintendo. I have eShop games I bought, like NES, Super Nintendo games on my 3DS. I couldn't bring them to my Wii U. They wanted me to repay the $5 to $10, and it was like, this is just stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, that was one thing Nintendo should have done. Like, now there's no after the Switch, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
If you don't do it there, like, I know there's the whole subscription and you get the NES and Super Nintendo games and all that. Just give it to us again on the new platform. I don't want to have to buy another subscription.
This is just a family example on my end, but I mean, my son, he had like a Switch and a Switch Lite, but he did have a lot of the Pokemon games on the 3DS. And so he still once in a while goes back and plays those Pokemon games on his 3DS. So there's a lot of people out there that are going to be using their 3DS. And I don't know about the Wii U so much, but the 3DS especially, that's, a lot of people out here in Japan particularly have that. So they'll probably still use it for nostalgia, even though they have a Switch, but they'll go back and play some of those older games, and break out their 3DSs or 3DX or 3DS XLs and play them. So,
I will be too. I've got a few games. I got the first Xenoblade on there. Dragon Quest 7, I picked that up because it was like, I've heard the 3DS version apparently is the best version. And it was like, okay, when the shop was they're starting this, I was like, okay, I'll buy this. I missed the physical run on it. So I was like, I'll be using my 3DS and, like you said, going back to older games that I've played, and it's a nice thing too.
Yeah, like Monster Hunter too. Monster Hunter. My son played a lot of the Monster Hunters on 3DS also. So stuff. Yeah.
As for my Wii U, I don't know if I'll plug it, like really be playing too much on there. There's a few games on the Wii U that I have. Yeah. Like if I want to play Wind Waker again, or Twilight Princess, I'll hook in my Wii U because I have those.
Right.
And the nice thing is, I don't have to hook it into the TV because a lot of the games are the games I'm going to want to play. I can just play on the gamepad mode, so it's nice. I can just plug it into a wall socket.
Yeah.
Pull up the gamepad, make sure the gamepad's charged, and go ahead and play.
Right. So for all of you that are subscribed to us or are watching on our YouTube channel later on, we have a question for you. If you have a Wii U or a 3DS, let us know in the comments if you have ever actually still use your Wii U or 3DS, and what games do you play on it? Let us know in the comments. We'd like to know what games that you still play, or what was the last game that you used on your 3DS or on your Wii U. We'd like to know in the comments below. So and be sure to hit that like button as well. It really helps us out. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. So, all right, Burley, it's time for our next story. So, you have a Series S, I know, and I have the Series X, and, we also are Xbox players. We have Game Pass and all. And we're also, of course, we use Discord a lot. Of course, Arena Podcast, we have a Discord channel. So you can come and check out our Discord, obviously.
Server, you mean Discord?
Yeah, Discord server. Yeah, the server. Yeah. Yes, the Arena Podcast Discord server. So you can come and join us there as well. But it looks like, finally, Xbox owners will finally be able to connect to Discord voice chats from their consoles. So what do you think of this news that came out this week? So basically for now, it's for the Insider program. So which all users will be able to use at a later date. But anyway, what do you think of this, Burley? What do you think? What did you think of this news that dropped?
I'm glad to see it finally come, because it should be on all the consoles. Like, I know Nintendo, it's never going to happen, but like this is great to see. Discord's been around for so many years, and people are so used to it. And like Sony had already gotten has part of it integrated with their PlayStation, with the PlayStation consoles. Right. Why not put it on Xbox? I had actually people, I was in a stream where I was moderating, and the person was on their Xbox, and they're like, they didn't have their computer around, but wanted to join in on Discord and tag messages and chat through there. because they were interacting with the stream. The stream was all, they had a voice channel in their Discord just for everyone to go in. And it's like, yeah, why not? This would be great. Solve the, if you can get it working well, which I imagine you should be able to.
Yeah.
Just get it integrated into the Xbox, make it easy.
Yeah. So the article, obviously, for all of you video viewers, is below. I just want to read a little bit of this. Discord also confirmed that Discord voice chat on Xbox will allow users to transfer their voice call from the app, desktop or mobile, directly onto their consoles using the Xbox mobile app. So, yeah. I mean, it's just, a person like me, when I play games, I'm usually not into like the chatting and stuff like that. I'm really focused on the game. So, for me, myself, I mean, I think this is great, and I'm glad that Xbox users, are going to have this, opportunity to use Discord now in this capacity. But just me, myself, and there's probably a lot of people like me out there that probably won't even think of this and probably will not even use Discord when they're playing games on Xbox. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. How about you, Burley?
No, for me, this doesn't affect me much because I'm near my computer anyways when I'm playing my Xbox. So if I'm really going to be on Discord chatting with people, I'll just hop on Discord. I'm going to plug my Xbox into my capture card. If I wanted to have it on my PC as well.
Same situation as me. Yeah, I mean, my notebook is right here, so if I want to use Discord, I can use it on the notebook. So
see, that doesn't it doesn't benefit me as much, but I know there are people that either they don't have a good enough computer or just have the little Discord mobile or whatever. And if they've got a good headset with their Xbox and they just want to be able to have one while they're playing on their couch, also chat with their friends that are in Discord that may not have Xbox.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm all for this.
Yeah.
Giving more and more people options to communicate with each other while they're doing it. They're gaming and whatever. Great.
Yeah, and this is really a good thing because obviously, PS4 and PS5 owners now can connect their PSN accounts to their Discord profile now. So, giving this opportunity for Xbox users to use this now is a good thing as well because now, PlayStation has this already. So, all right. So like I said before, in the comments, let us know if you're an Xbox user. Are you going to be using Discord in this way? So please let us know in the comments, as well. So, all right, Burley. Next story. Yeah. So basically, we talked about this last year when we did the Ubisoft Direct that they did. And they, of course, at that time, they talked about Avatar, The Frontiers of Pandora. And we talked about that as we watched it. Well, it looks like it's not coming anytime soon. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora has been delayed to at least April 2023. So Ubisoft had their quarter one, of course, call for investors and everything, and it was kind of like their earnings report, and they just decided, hey, because of the fact that a lot of people can't come into the office still, it looks like they're not going to have this game ready in time for the fall season, because this was supposed to come out late this year. I think it was last year. I don't know if when they first showed the video this last year, I don't know if they had the actual release date on it. I don't think it was. They just said 2022.
I think they said late 2022.
Late 2022, yeah. So I mean, I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Burley? I mean, and I'm showing the footage for all of you video viewers. Of course, you can see the link to the story. And of course, this is the trailer that they showed last year at the Ubisoft Forward they did during the E3 time last June. So anyway, what do you think of this delay, Burley? Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that the Avatar movie is coming out in December?
I think it has nothing to do with the movie.
Okay.
Let's be honest. Ubisoft has not been in a good state for a long time.
Yeah.
We don't even have to go into the allegations part.
Yeah.
But they have not done well lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they know they do not, if this game doesn't come, they have not had a good hit in a while.
Uh-huh.
Like, I know Assassin's Creed sold well for them, but Far Cry did not do what they wanted Far Cry to do.
Yeah.
Especially with them being like, we're making a political game, but we're not being political. And it's like, no, that's not, you can't do that.
Well, when it comes to Ubisoft, it seems like they're really putting a lot of effort right now into the Assassin's Creed franchise now.
Well, that's the franchise that makes them the most money.
Yeah.
So they're gonna put, like, they were supposed to have Prince of Persia was supposed to be out by now.
Uh-huh.
Well out by now, but that's delayed till God knows when.
Yeah. So
that game ain't coming out for a while. They have how many other games? They've just canceled a bunch of other games.
Yeah.
Like the only thing we know that they have coming in the next while is Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
And I think only Skull and Bones is coming out because we have to have something coming out, and it's like you've been working on this since like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Okay, you got to release it at some point. You got to get this damn thing out.
Yeah.
Like, and I believe that Avatar game, the first one they did back on because it was released for the PS3 and 360. I think it sold and did well.
Uh-huh.
From what I remember.
Yeah.
So I think they're like, if we don't get this game right, it's not gonna be like we're gonna go into an even worse spiral than we are in. So they're taking the time to just get this right, hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I think I could wait for this game anyway. I mean, there's so much coming out later on this year that to have this game delayed into next year. So yeah, basically
next year's stacked though.
Next year's going to be stacked as well. But I mean, I could see this coming in the summer.
Yeah,
maybe when it's not too stacked yet. I mean, the summer season probably would be the best time to get this out, because you figure when it comes to Ubisoft, I mean, they still might come out with the codename Rift Assassin's Creed game late this year. It probably won't happen, but I could see that coming probably the beginning of 2023, and then Infinity is going to be the fall game. The live service game that they're gonna release. So to have that, and then of course have Avatar come out in the summer, I think is probably going to be their strategy. And then they can market it with all the movies as well. Of course, the next Avatar movie's coming out this December, and if it sells a lot and makes over $1 billion at the box office, then they could use that for kind of a promotional tool as well. So, yeah, I don't know. And what was it also this week too that they announced that the another version of the Ghost Recon, I think it was
Ghost
also
Recon,
shelved.
We've got Splinter Cell VR.
Yeah,
and two other unannounced games that they weren't naming have been canceled. So Ubisoft is not in a good position. But I don't think this, like you were saying, you probably see this this summer. I could see the same thing. I'm highly doubtful this game's coming in April.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to they're using the thing. Oh, it's hard to get workers back in just to get to say that. I know working remote on games, it makes the game development harder and longer.
Yeah,
I understand. It makes sense to me, but I think they're realizing if this game can't come out and move units, we're in trouble. So we need this game to be a hit. But I'm curious, because you say it's summer, when they're going to release this thing and how careful they're going to be releasing. Because Skull and Bones, they did a ballsy move doing the day before God of War. A lot of people, and I think we also made the joke of this, that they're putting it there to say, when God of War sells 15 million units or whatever the
And
damn number.
And I want to apologize to all of our viewers and listeners about last week when because on the thumbnail I put Skull and Bones in there for October, and yeah, you guys were right. You guys got me. It's like November 8th when it's coming out. Yeah, I made it. It was my bad. Yeah, so our October releases that we were talking about last week, Skull and Bones was not one of them. So anyway,
yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you, Burley, though, that the day before God of War, that's a gutsy move on their part.
Well, because, I like many of us all were saying,
yeah,
and it's not just us, but other reviewers and other commentators around the world were saying, like, are they putting it against God of War? So if this game fails, they can say, oh, it's God of War's fault to the investors.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, I'm starting to agree with Carl in a sense that you're going to have a completely different type of game base, a player base. It's going to be playing Skull and Bones compared to, say, God of War, Ragnarok. So
true. And Skull and Bones has me interested. I just need to know that this game isn't going to come out in a, let's say, Assassin's Creed Unity state when that launched, because that game's gone through the Skull and Bones. We know has gone through hell.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have a lot of faith in Ubisoft on releases right now.
Do you think, this is just speculation on my point, but do you think Ubisoft is kind of looking at Avatar now and saying, gosh darn it, we should have made this third person instead of first person?
Nah, I don't know about that. I think they were fine with the way they did choosing first person.
Okay.
And all that. I think they were all happy with that because I'm pretty sure the first game was first person as well.
Okay.
So
okay. Well, all of you viewers, of course, if you're watching on YouTube later, let us know in the comments if you would rather play Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora in first person or third person. Let us know. We'd be interested to know your comments there. But I mean, I don't know
if you're still excited for this game.
Exactly. Are you excited for it? Do you think it's going to come out next year? I mean, who knows? They might have to push it back again next year. Who knows? We don't even know how far in development this game is. I mean,
well, we haven't seen anything. Like,
exactly.
We have not
the video that we just showed is all that they've showed us, basically.
Yeah. We haven't seen anything in a long time. We all kind of knew that this game was going to get delayed. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If we're not hearing anything, we haven't seen stuff, it's getting delayed.
Yep. Just like a lot of other games have been delayed this year as well. So, and it happens every year. I mean, it's like, games that are being developed, now. Of course, we've got Unreal 5 coming out now. So, I mean, it takes years to make a game. So, yeah. Not like in the good old days, Burley, back during the NES days when games would be made in like 2 or 3 months and they'd be out.
On the Atari days in a weekend, you just crush it out.
Yep, and they'd be bug free. Yeah, there's no bugs back in those days.
Yeah. Well, the bugs weren't as apparent. That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
Friggin', or the bugs helped you these back in the day.
Well, back in the day, though, they had bugs, but they fixed them before they sent them out. So the games are ready to play back in those days, but that's a whole different story. We can go off on another rant on that. But anyway, it's time to move on. Another game that, maybe you're excited for Avatar, and unfortunately it's being delayed, but another game that was mentioned this past week that we're really excited about playing that still doesn't have a release date yet. But it's probably a ways into development already. Obviously, Yakuza 8. Yeah, we got our first images of Yakuza 8. So in the returning characters from Like a Dragon. And of course, this next game is going to still remain turn-based. So obviously the Judgment games, of course, are sticking with the fighting style of the previous Yakuza games from Yakuza 6 and before. But Yakuza 8 will continue what Yakuza 7 started, a turn-based style of combat. And here you see, of course, Ichiban Kasuga. Of course, he's looking a little different. He's got his hair tied back now. And the game supposedly takes place about 3 years or so after the events of Like a Dragon or Yakuza 7. So anyway, yeah. And obviously, another thing about this game that's going to be cool is a real-life Japanese MMA fighter is also going to be in this game.
Oh, cool.
So, yes. Asakura Mikuru. Yes. So he's a real life MMA fighter. So yeah, he is also going to be part of this next Yakuza game. So Burley, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm glad to see we're getting another we're getting the little tease for Yakuza 8. Whether or not I don't think this is coming this year.
Oh no.
No, like no. I know I've known people who are like, when's our next Yakuza? Because
it was only confirmed. It was only confirmed to be in development last November. So yeah. I mean, it's probably still. I would say it's a possibility we might get it late next year.
Oh well I could see holiday time next year.
Yeah.
The game coming out.
Yeah, because I mean, Ryuga Gotoku Studio. I mean, they're working on this now, and they're also working on another Judgment as well. I'm sure. So I mean, this will come first, and then the next Judgment game will probably be 2024. I would say probably. That's just me.
Oh yeah.
With Kimura Takuya, obviously, as Yagami, of course.
For just the opening and then Kaito.
No, not just the opening. He'll be in the entire game.
Sega Japan's really liking my feedback.
Yeah. But yeah, I like what they're doing with Kasuga here. You know, he's a little bit older, but he's looking, he's looking a little more, like the Yakuza leader type, in a sense. So, yeah, I'm interested to see where they go with the story here. So, and they're saying, Burley, that this game will be in another city. Ooh. It doesn't say what city it's going to be. So it probably will not be Yokohama. It will probably not be Kamurocho in Tokyo, where a lot of the other Yakuza games and the Judgment series is based.
Yep.
As well as Yokohama and Isezaki Jincho. So where? Who knows? We shall see. Yeah. So a new city. Yeah. So.
Well, I still I tried a little bit of Zero. I couldn't get into Zero. Judgment I got into and lost Judgment, as you know.
Yeah.
7 I've heard nothing but so many people that loved Like a Dragon, so it's like, okay, I need to sit and play this, and since I have Game Pass, I can't wait to just sit and play this. Turn-based, that does have me interested, and I've heard nothing but great things for 7, so it's like, okay, if they're going to put the same quality and great content in that they did in the last game into the next, sign me up. I'm excited. Yeah. Will this launch on Game Pass, though? That's a question. I know we're way too early to do it, but we might as well. You're going to get asked the question anyways. Why not just put our thoughts?
Yeah, and for all of you in the comments, let us know. Do you think that Yakuza 8 will appear day one on Game Pass? Yeah, or not? So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah. I know Carl's going to hate me saying this, but I'm just not into turn-based style of combat. I wish it went back to the traditional style of the older Yakuza games and what Judgment is. But, a lot of people also, like the turn-based style. So, good on them. So, anyway.
Well, I'm surprised they went turn-based. And then I thought they would have done like a spin-off, like the turn-based Yakuza games. And your traditional.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a Yakuza game that's turn-based, I mean, I think I would rather see something like along the lines of a Hotline Miami style of Yakuza game, that's turn-based. Instead of, like a
those are two
AAA
games I have not heard.
But
ever matched.
You know what I mean, though, like the
Hotline.
GTA, like Chinatown Wars or something like that, but more, based on Japan and like in the Yakuza style, But anyway, that's, good on them, to do something different with the series and make it turn-based. But anyway. All right, Burley, it's time for the topic of the show. So our topic of the show obviously is Stray. And of course, we've been playing Stray, Burley and I. And so we're going to be talking about that a little bit. So, I mean, another indie darling for PlayStation, I think, Burley. Of course, along the lines of... Yeah, PlayStation and PC. It's a console launch exclusive for PlayStation, of course. Kind of this on the same lines as Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I have to admit, though, I'm still kind of early in the game. I've finished the first 3 chapters of it, but Burley, you're a little bit farther than I am. And we're going to be showing you, for all of you video viewers, we're going to be showing the trailer as well as some of Burley's footage of his gameplay. Of course, spoiler-free, obviously. There's no spoilers to this. So, I mean, we still don't know when this will come to Xbox. I think it will come to Xbox at some point, just like probably Kena will also come to Xbox. But usually these console launch exclusive deals that they have are usually like a 3, 6, 9, or 12 month time period. So we don't really know yet exactly when this will come to other consoles. But I mean, I'm enjoying it on PlayStation 5. So Burley, take it away. What do you want to say about Stray so far?
First thing first is God bless. Like, I'm loving these indie / AA scene lately. Mm-hmm. They've just been knocking it out of the park, because we've had Kano, so good, Sifu, and now this. Oh my God, this is just this is a home run.
Yeah.
I have not finished this game. I've got a little over 6 hours, maybe about 6.5.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
Yeah, and it's funny how there's a lot of people on Twitter that are like putting their cats like close to the TV set when they're playing this game, and the cats are, watching this cat move around in this game. It's kind of cool to see. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot about that. I actually know in one Discord, a guy bought this just to see if how his 2 cats will react.
Yeah. Yeah, I have 2 cats as well, but of course they are not allowed in the room here when I do content creation stuff. So it's not a good place to try to get them to watch me play this game. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I want to read a little bit from Wikipedia here about a little bit of the development of this game. So this is from the Wikipedia page on Stray. It says the game's development began in 2015.
Wow.
And that surprised me. 2015, led by Blue 12 Studio founders Colas Kula and Vivian Mermet Guyane, who wanted, I hope I didn't destroy those names. If I did, I apologize. But anyway, who wanted to pursue an independent project after working at Ubisoft Montpellier. They partnered with Annapurna Interactive, and Annapurna's been really busy lately with a lot of games coming out. So to publish this game, known by its working title HK Project, Stray was influenced aesthetically by Kowloon Walled City, with the development felt could be appropriately explored by a cat. The gameplay experience was specifically inspired by the developers' cats, Murtaugh and Riggs, and the team studied several images and videos of cats for research. They found that playing as a cat led to interesting level design opportunities, though they also encountered challenges in balancing design and gameplay. The team decided to populate the world with robot characters, which further influenced the development of the narrative and backstory. And of course, the antagonists in this game, they're called Zerks and Sentinels. Yeah. And it's funny, when I was playing this at the very beginning, you see these they look like mice, kind of like mouse creatures with like a light for an eye. And later on, they kind of chase you around, So, but anyway, any more thoughts, Burley, for you on the gameplay, especially? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot I can say. We're actually in my footage that I recorded for this.
Yeah.
The level of detail they just take with stuff on this is just so good. Like, as you can see there, the robot's face changes with if you're meowing or if you're sleeping there.
Yeah.
They do so much of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much like little minute details. And I was trying around here, but I think it'll come up later in the footage. You can find paper bags in the game. You get a trophy for doing this, but also one of the things that happens is it reverses your controls. So left is now right. If you want to move left, you got to move the control stick right.
Right.
It inverts. It's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't think this game was going to be so explorative heavy, but you can explore. You can find collectibles of memory, and there is like a shop. I'll show off, but I've bought and everything.
Right. I have to admit, I did have to look at a cheat because there was a part early in the game when you go into the scientist's loft, and around the time you have to leave, there's like a door and there's a panel and there's a code that you have to, push like a 4-button code, and it's like I was looking around for the code number and I couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to.
Is that the one where you had to read the clock?
In the first, I think it was in chapter 3, I think it was, as you're leaving, when you're leaving the scientist's loft. Yeah, there's like a door, and then you have to go into this really dark room where there's a piano, and then you come out, and then you have to open the door. So B12, which I really like, the B12 character that's accompanying the cat. B12 has to go up and then enter the code, but it's like I couldn't find the code number anywhere. So I went back into the lab, where all the computers were and everything, and I just couldn't find it. So then I just, I went on the internet and found it. But I mean, and then earlier there's like, parts of when you get into the city, of course, there's like these little propeller fans that are like, you have to stop the propeller fans to be able to move through them. And basically I found a bucket and I was able to pick it up with my mouth, it was the cat's mouth, and take the bucket there and drop it down. And it was able to jam the, propeller fan to stop it so that I could move through. So there's little, pieces of puzzle, parts of the adventure that you go through. Yeah, they're not too difficult. I think they're pretty easy, but
the puzzles, I like the puzzles. They can be head scratchers. You need to just sit and think. So like B2 does all the reading for you. And
translations. Yeah.
And the collectibles and stuff like that. But I like you're actually interacting with stuff as the cat, as the stray, and you'll get stuff. You'll get different noises and different effects. Now, this is something I do like, is the little rest mechanic.
Right.
And then when you're in locations like this is nothing. I am not doing anything. It just pulls the camera back. Slowly. I love this.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is the kind of stuff I really like.
Right. Transitioning from like one level to another, one chapter to another, in a sense. Yeah. And and I'm still, like I said, I'm early in the game, but it's like I'm really excited to find out about this city more. Like what happened to the people in this city? Why is it very much abandoned? What happened there? That's what I'm really interested to find out. And it's like the first clue. It's like, I think at the end of chapter 3 or at the beginning of the next chapter, you go up and there's a picture there, and B12 is looking at that picture as though that B12 remembers that area for something. So, yeah, but cool stuff, man.
I highly recommend.
I was going to say it's kind of like a quadruped. I guess if I had to explain this a little bit, a quadruped walking sim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it. You can interact, like this game. You can interact with a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. If you have the PS Plus Premium, download it and play it. Even if you don't, and you like what you see, pick this game up, be it Steam or on PlayStation. They're actually donating some of the profits to help cats, help strays and stuff like that. So the developers are not they're doing stuff like that, which is really cool.
And that's what I like right here in the video footage here, the buckets, jumping into the bucket to be able to go into a lower area, not have to jump down from so high. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
And I can tell you have no live system. You have unlimited tries. You will die at some point. You'll eventually die if you screw up.
Oh no!
But it's
poor cat.
Yeah, I know.
Because when I play this game, it's funny. I'm sure most cat owners, when they play this game, they're thinking about their own cats as they're playing.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, my cat. I have 2 cats, and one used to be a stray cat. The other is a cat that we bought from a pet store. His name's Thomas, and I always think of Thomas, but the other is a former stray cat that we found. His name's Kitty. And so, I think of Kitty as well as I play this game. So, yeah, I like how you have the cat there on the pool table.
Well, I was like, I just show you. I was like, you know what? It takes a minute to record this part, but it's just like, just show you. You can actually play a little pool here. You can shows more of the interaction, because this is where I'm at for my file was. I'm streaming the game, so I can't. And I was like, I don't want to remake files, because one thing here is you don't save when you want to. This is an autosave, just so people know.
Yeah.
But it is fine. You do have 3 save slots. But, okay.
I was gonna say too. It's like you're a little bit farther in the game from where this video footage is here. So I mean, you can interact with all of these different robots, right?
You're interacting. This is the shop guy. He had a few things in his shop.
Okay.
Because I'm in the chapter of going back to here.
Okay.
For the second time. So for anyone that does know the game, he had little stuff you can buy. Buy your. It's a barter system. You're trading other things. So like you can find the vending machines, for example.
Right.
You can go press them, and it'll give you a can, and you can trade the cans for stuff.
Yeah.
And other items you'll find. It's a really neat system of, hey, we're gonna have to do this whole barter and trade. And then this is cool. I like this. With some of the robots, you can interact, and the cat runs up against them.
Yeah. And the language that's written all over the city and everything, it kind of reminds me of like the Star Wars movies. The writing language, the written language looks quite similar to, some of the Star Wars movies and TV shows.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah. So anyway, that is Stray. So I want to thank you, Burley, for the footage as well. So for any of you out there, of course, that are watching this in video format, leave us some comments if you played Stray. What are some of the things you like about this game? What are some of the things you might dislike about it? Let us know in the comments. We'd really appreciate that. So, all right. So,
this is all my last kind of final thoughts. This game does have good. You've got your platforming, you got your adventure. There is like action kind of gameplay, but I don't want to say because it will spoil my things.
Right.
And there is stealth gameplay, so you got a good variety of gameplay. And yes, it is because I've seen people being like, and if you look at the trophies and achievements, they're like, oh, you can speed run the game under 2 hours. Yeah, you can. I've got 6 hours, over 6.5 hours in. I'm still not done, and I've probably got another, knowing me with the style of me looking for everything, I probably got another 4 or 5 hours. And it's just like, nothing wrong with that for me, because
what I'm seeing is the average is about 6 to complete. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So anyway, that's Stray. So I hope all of you that are playing it are enjoying it. Yeah, like I said before, let us know in the comments, how you like Stray. So yeah, it's a cool little game, and hopefully it for all of you Xbox players, and even of course on Switch as well. Hopefully you'll get a chance to play this as well in the near future. So, all right, Burley, it's time to get to our games of the week, of course, for the week of July 25th through the 31st. This is the last week of July. Can you believe it, man? Yeah. And I just want to let all of you know, viewers and listeners, this coming Monday is our podcast's 2nd birthday. Yeah. So the first episode of the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast came out 2 years ago this coming Monday. So, yeah, just wanted to let all of you know that, man. 2 years goes by fast.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, we're coming up on episode 100 pretty soon. So yeah, just time flies. Yeah. Okay, so Burley, you're up first. So what is your pick of the week for new game releases?
My pick of the week is Digimon Survive, coming out on Friday, July 29th to PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox. Okay. Digimon Survive sees a brand new group of teenagers led by Takuma Momozuka. I butchered that name.
That's right. No, Momozuka.
Oh, I got that right. Woo.
You got it right.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, Momozuka, yes.
I'm the king of butchering names. Get lost on school camping trip, finding them transported to a strange new world of monsters in danger as they fight their way back home through an animated world of difficult decisions and deadly battles. Player choice throughout the game will impact the evolution of their monster allies and the final ending. Battling in the game are fought in 2D in more classic SRPG style.
Yeah, it looks like, the style looks very Pokemon style in a sense, yeah.
Well,
some of the characters look like a Pokemon style characters.
Yeah, you'll get that, but this is the battling's much different. The thing is, these Digimon games, they go way more in depth than Pokemon. That's the one thing. People like I like both. Pokemon is more beginner friendly. Let's just say easier to get into. Digimon with these kind of games, this is going more your tactical RPG kind of thing.
Okay.
This is just interesting to me. Like, I've played a few of the other games, like the Hacker series, the memory games that came out a couple of years ago. Those were fun. So this has me interested.
Cool. All right. So, yeah, in Japanese, Digimon. Digimon. Yes. Digimon Survive. Yes. Coming July 29th. All right. So my pick, Burley, well, it's another Switch game. So, looking forward
I'm not
to this
surprised on this one.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Yes, a vast world awaits in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the next game in the acclaimed RPG series from developer Monolith Soft. Players will step into the roles of protagonists Noah and Mio amid turmoil between the hostile nations of Kiev and Agnes. 6 characters hailing from those nations will take part in a grand tale with life as its central theme. Explore a world that will connect the futures of both Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, of course, it's coming out on the Switch on July 29th, exclusive to the Switch. So, Burley, your thoughts on this one? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to playing this at some point. How about you?
I'll eventually try to get it. I want to finish the first game in the series because I did put a fair amount of hours into it. So my kind of thing is finish the first game. I know, like, thanks to Tweo, one of our awesome patrons, and has told us, like, they're not exactly directly connected. I don't have to play 2 to necessarily get the story of 3, which is nice. Like, the battles look interesting, and I do like my I do like my action RPGs, so we'll see how this game comes out, and when I eventually get time for an RPG. Oh God, that's just a funny statement to say. I will get to this. Most likely, if I'm gonna play this anytime soon, it's gonna be on Twitch.
Yeah. I'm thinking, between this and Splatoon 3, this will probably be the next game I play on Switch. So yeah. And Splatoon 3 obviously is coming soon as well. It's coming in September, so I might play this one first. But good stuff. So let us know in the comments if you're going to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Would you play it in docking mode or would you play it in handheld mode? Let us know in the comments on that as well. We'd really like to know. So, Burley, if you play this, are you going to play it in docked mode or are you going to play it in handheld mode?
Mostly docked. Like I would do handheld, like when I'm just hey, I want to do a quick little grinding or something small, but I want to see this docked, blown up on my big TV.
Yeah.
And just see, like, even though this is a Switch game, because I know people that still are mad that, it's the Switch, so it's not 4K and all that. It's like, this still looks good to me.
Yeah, definitely. So, I don't know. A lot of games that I've played recently have been in handheld mode, but I mean, I think probably for Xenoblade Chronicles, I might try to do it in docking mode, but because Splatoon 3, it'll be like online, so probably want to play that in docking mode as well. So, yeah. All righty. All right. So that was our picks of the week for new game releases for July 25th through the 31st. Obviously, you can check that out at releases.com. So you can go check that out. So next up, Burley, what are we going to get for Game Pass? There were some other games that were released this week and into the end of July, of course, for the second half of July for Xbox Game Pass. What are we getting, man?
Okay. Yeah, we got the games that were released earlier in this week. We had As Dusk Falls that came to console PC cloud on July 19th. Ashes of the Singularity Escalation coming to PC on July 19th. Watch Dogs 2 that came to on July 19th, console, PC, and cloud.
Yeah.
Raji and Ancient Epic Enhanced Edition came on July 20th to console, PC, cloud.
Actually, Raji is leaving Game Pass. It's going to be leaving Game Pass, Burley.
Oh, am I on the... No, I'm on the right list. I guess these people just put that with it.
Yeah, Raji's going to be leaving, actually. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I'm on one website. So
yeah.
We also had Moto GP 2022 came out on July 21st to console, PC, cloud. Torment Tides of Numera July 21st, console and cloud. And we also have Inside coming July 29th to console, PC, and cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, I like Watch Dogs 2 a lot more than I liked Watch Dogs Legions. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit biased because Watch Dogs 2 it takes place in my home city of San Francisco and in the Silicon Valley area. So, yeah, and I do like the character in Watch Dogs 2. His name is Marcus. So, yeah, he's I think just my personal opinion, but he's a much better character than the first Watch Dogs games character. So, Marcus is pretty cool, and the other cast of supporting characters in Watch Dogs 2 are good as well. And just being in San Francisco and actually in the game, I can drive very close to where my old house was in San Francisco. So I highly recommend Watch Dogs 2 if you haven't played that. Check that out. And of course, Inside is an amazing game as well. Okay. And this coming week, I'm going to be starting As Dusk Falls. So I'm looking forward to playing that. So it's good stuff. Yeah. All right, Burley, thanks a lot. So those are the games for the second half of July for Game Pass.
Yep.
So next up, I want to talk about some of our upcoming shows that we're going to be doing. Of course, our upcoming content. We're going to be doing Thor: Love and Thunder recap and review. So that's going to be coming next week. So me, Burley, and Carl are going to be giving our review of Thor: Love and Thunder, the movie. So, and then of course we'll have some additional information that was coming out of San Diego Comic-Con as well on Marvel's end. So stay tuned for that. So that'll be on our The Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena show. So stay tuned for that. And then also coming up the end of August 21st. August 21st, we start our new fantasy series called the Arena Fantasy Series Discussion Portal with House of the Dragon. Episode 1, we're going to be doing our review of House of the Dragon. Obviously, we're also going to be doing review episodes on The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. And then, of course, when The Witcher Season 3 begins, we're going to be doing episodes on that as well. So our new fantasy series that will be going first to Patreon for our patrons. And then after going public, of course, it will go to our YouTube channel. But so we're really excited for our new series that's going to be coming out, our fantasy series. So, Burley, are you excited for that?
Oh, yeah. House of the Dragon, I'm interested to see how that story is going to unfold. Rings of Power, I'm really interested because I love the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah. And Witcher, I enjoyed the first 3 seasons of Witcher. So let's see where the story keeps going.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So stay tuned. We're going to be bringing that to you from the 21st of August is the first episode of House of the Dragon. So probably in the next couple of days following that, we'll have our first episode review up for House of the Dragon. And then, of course, Lord of the Rings starts in September. We'll be doing that. And then, of course, The Witcher Season 3, I think, is around December, Christmas season, I think it is. I'm not sure exactly.
That's when the last one launched.
Yeah, so probably Season 3 is going to be starting around that time. But whenever it does start, we will be bringing you review episodes for that as well. So yeah, stay tuned. We're really excited for all of that. So, all right. So it's time to talk about what we're going to be playing this next week. So I'm going to be playing more of Stray. I'm hopefully going to do a live stream of that on my Twitch channel at expat_1. But we shall see. I've been busy with other things recently, but hopefully I can get at least one stream of Stray done. And then I'm going to start playing As Dusk Falls. So, and that's kind of interesting because so far that has been, from what they're saying, the first Xbox Studios exclusive game that's been released this year so far. So I'm excited to see that and to play that. So I've been hearing some good things about it. So some streamers have been streaming it, as well as game reviewers have been talking about it. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. So Burley, how about you? What are you going to be playing this next week?
Well, on Sunday, tomorrow, hopefully finish up Stray.
Yep.
Keep playing that. Play some Fall Guys on my own time because I have the addiction. I have a problem. And then for this week for streaming, I've actually got 2 games I've just picked up that we'll be doing. Triangle Strategy, which I know Carl's. This is probably getting his ears perked all up. And I picked up The Quarry. I got that on sale. And I've seen people been playing that, so I'm really interested into that.
Yeah, I think The Quarry and As Dusk Falls, I mean, the choices, the dialogue choices that you have to make and how that's going to affect the outcome of the game. I think it's similar in that way, in a sense. So, yeah.
And then with my chat voting and like how we make our decisions, that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Burley. Those type of games I will not stream because I want to make the decisions. I don't want voters to make decisions for me on that. So.
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah. But all right. Okay. So, to end the show, it's time for our indie recording artist spotlight. So, this week's spotlight is on Kylo. So, Toronto-based electro-pop artist Kylo has been carving out a sound all of her own, creating catchy yet experimental tracks. She offers up sultry harmonies, steeped in synth and reverb surrounded by layers of echo. From her album titled Exit, and the song is called Solace. So this has been the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, episode 96. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming. So we hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace.
Take care.
Out.